Subhanallah walhamdulillah wallahu akbar.
Imam al-Bukhari, his name actually was Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim ibn al-Mughira al-Bukhari. So it's simple to remember actually. Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim ibn al-Mughira al-Bukhari. He's called al-Bukhari because he was born in al-Bukhara in today's province of Iran. And he was born blind. And how do you expect a blind child to grow up and become one of the most genius men who ever lived or walked on the face of the earth? What Imam Bukhari achieved in his lifetime, for us, he didn't achieve it for himself. He achieved it for us. So what Imam Bukhari achieved in his lifetime for us, to help the future ummah adhere to the sunnah, everything he did ultimately goes back. We all owe it to his mother. To his mother. His mother, when he was born blind, she said that she is going to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She is going to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for her child every single night in tahajjud, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure his eyesight. Now hold on a second, just on a side note, your dua is not really full of sincerity under two criteria. Number one, if you didn't make that dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in tahajjud. And number two, if you gave up on that dua, then you are never sincere in that dua. Here Imam al-Bukhari was born blind. In the beginning 2-3 years of his life, he couldn't see. Now exact time we do not know. 2 or 3 years we are guessing. But his mother never gave up. Never gave up on her hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Never gave up in making dua for her child. And this is a commitment only a mother can show, right? She continued to make dua every single night until 2 or 3 years. We don't know the exact time, but for years, until one night. One night she had a dream, and in the dream she saw Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. And Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam said to her that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has restored the eyesight of your son. And he alayhi salatu wassalam specifically mentioned لِكَفَرَتِ الدُّعَاكَ, that Allah cured the eyesight of your son as a kafara for your dua, as an expiation for your prayers. A dua at tahajjud is a powerful weapon. But many times I've got the same message, same question from different people. I've been making dua for such and such things since so much time, but my dua is never being answered. And I think to myself that the brother or sister forgot to say yet. My dua hasn't been answered yet. If you gave up on your dua, then how come you were sincere about it? Something really amazing I heard from brother Majid Mahmoud. He said, relating to this dua, he said, a dua is always a win-win-win situation. A dua is always a win-win-win situation because when you make a dua, there can only be 3 results. Number 1, that your dua is answered just as you asked for it. Number 2, that your dua is not answered just as you asked for it, but instead of that dua, other calamity that were about to befall on your life is removed. And number 3 is that your dua is not answered in the dunya, but it is reserved for something bigger for you in akhirah. So it is always a win-win-win situation for you. You either win this way or that way or that way. Never do you lose anything by making a dua. So if your dua is something that cannot be fulfilled anymore, right? If you made dua that may my result be good in the examination and you didn't do so well in the exam, then also it is a win-win situation for you, because still number 2 and number 3 is possible. Number 2 and number 3 is possible. Either your dua has not been answered just as you asked for it, but instead of that dua, other calamity that were about to befall in your life is removed. Or that dua is reserved for you for the day of judgment. Now you should trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you make dua. You must have heard a lot of time before, right? That you should trust Allah when you make dua to Allah. But here I want to say something. This trust doesn't only mean that you should trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reply to your dua just as you ask for it. But you should also trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a knowledge superior to your knowledge, has a wisdom superior to your wisdom. Al-Alim al-Hakim, and you do not know anything. What do you know of tomorrow? What do you know of what you are going to need, what your needs will be on the day of judgment? What you know of what your needs will be before you die? You don't know anything. You don't know anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge surpasses time. So He knows better what you need at this moment. Whether your dua should be answered this way or that way or that way. You should put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that your dua will be answered in the way that is in best interest for you. Insha'Allah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding. And yes, this is a very important lesson that we learn not from Imam al-Bukhari, but from a woman, the mother of Imam al-Bukhari. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on her. Everything that Imam al-Bukhari gave us today goes back to her.